Thank you, Mike. You know, I said to the group in the last session that it really is an honor for me to be here. I got invited here in 2005, and we just had a lot of fun last time I was here. I do a lot of public speaking, and when I go to places like Boston or LA, it's very confrontational. You guys are so pleasant. I want you to know I will take questions today. I like this group a lot, and I think I told the last group I just want to come here and be your neighbors. Let's talk about the tax season survey for a minute. How many of you are done with tax season by April 1st? Oh, I got one. Great. See, I'm not the only one. I'm telling you. This is happening all across the country. Have all the dollars collected? Okay, great. No ticky, no laundry in my world. You want your 1040, you pay for it. Check, cash. I've got one client that pays cash, or credit card. But you either pay at the time you come in or you pay at the time the tax return is delivered. I will not chase receivables anymore. We gave that up a long time ago. I also don't do time and billing. Jim and I were a little different on that. It's a personal preference, but everything we do is bid up front, and there's no mystery to what we're going to charge the client. It's agreed to well before we do it. How many of you take 4 months off a year? I got one guy. Okay? I am not alone, people. If I can operate my operation, you know, in 2004 I became a sole proprietor, but in 2003 I was still managing partner of a large CPA firm, and I was doing it from 2,000 miles away. Place doesn't matter anymore. It just doesn't. Competency matters, and the clients knowing you care matter, but place doesn't matter. And I can prove that time and time again. So I'm down in Costa Rica 4 months a year, sitting on the beach. My top 25 clients have my cell phone numbers. The office always knows where I am. And if they need me, they'll text me or phone me or email me. I probably answered 5 or 6 emails today, a couple of texts. I am working 24/7 for those top 25 clients, and I'm always available to my staff. Now, they know better than to ask me questions they should already know the answer to. But if it's a judgment call, they're gonna check my judgment. They won't get in trouble if they use their own judgment, as long as they make the right decision. And that's my caveat to them. They can do anything they want, spend any amount of money they want. They just got to do it the right way. If it's not the right way, they'll hear from me. Now, when you put that onus on someone that's not used to making decisions, it terrifies them. But when they learn to make decisions and feel confident about their own actions, my goodness, you have a team member that you can rely on day in and day out. We need to let the younger folks start making those decisions. By the way, just as an aside, everybody in my office knows the firm's financials. They know what I make. I tell them it's never enough, right? They know what they make. I don't tell them what each other makes. I think there's a certain privacy in that, so we show payroll in lump total. But the firm-wide, everybody's working on increasing the profit margin. Everybody's working on not wasting money. Everybody's working on trying to take care of the clients, okay? So I don't, like my mentors, think it should be secret. I'm perfectly happy to share that information with them. They're all adults. They can understand these things. And Tony's put on there, are you guys, how many are now annoyed with me that I can do these sort of things? The last time I was here in 2005, I had a couple guys in the back row with gray hair like mine, and they were convinced that I was lying, and I couldn't do these things, and I couldn't run a firm from so far away, and I couldn't make this kind of money. And by the end of the presentation, they all wanted to do business. They were great guys, but we are skeptics by nature, and I respected their skepticism. Okay, let's talk about tax season for a minute. January through April, does your year end and begin with tax season? Tax season for me starts in May. But the way most of us do it, or at least the way I used to do it, was May and June we were recovering from tax season. Right? We were tired, we were exhausted, we had worked all this overtime. Most of us were still collecting our accounts receivables. And you know those piles by the side of your desk? You know, I don't know about you, but I manage by pile. They're either on the side of my desk, the credenza behind me, or on the floor next to the office. I've gone in some of your offices, and I know that you file similarly to me. July to September, we can finally take some time off. You know, we've got a lot of our collections made. You're worried about running out of money at that point. You're worried about, you know, what should you be doing, what opportunities are out there. Then October and December, it starts to hit again. Oh my goodness, I'm going to go through the cycle all over again. And you start dreading tax season. You want to try and take the last bit of joy out of being this far away from tax season. But you're going, how did I get here again? How in the world did I stay on the same track? So we all know this one, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, is a bit of insanity. And it's pervasive in our organization, or our profession rather. So my attitude is, let's build a better tax season. Let's build a better business. I built my business specifically to accommodate me. You should be accommodating you. Yes, we want to take care of the clients. Yes, we want to take very good care of the clients. But those of you that are still allowing the inmates to run the asylum will be the same ones that die young. That'll be frustrated, that'll be miserable in this profession. You've got to take the profession back and run these practices for your best interest. When you're happy, you'll have the energy and the interest and the stamina to take care of these clients. Okay, so my tax season starts April 16th. Once tax season is officially over, I start the next one. We set up the tax appointments for the next year, and generally during tax season, I am listening to my clients, trying to figure out what their problems are, listening for financial planning opportunities. Now, you don't have to enter the financial profession, but I'm telling you, you're foolish if you're not, for the simple reason that you're the best person to protect your clients. You will do the right thing for your clients, and by not stepping up to the plate, you're throwing them out to a community of salespeople that may or may not do the right thing. In your worst day, you will be better off than what they're doing for your clients now. You're going to be looking at the clients for the longer term. You're not going to try and make the quick buck. You want that client for the next 20 years. It's not the churn and burn mentality that the sales industry grew up with. Don't leave your clients out there hanging. Now, the other side of that is by taking really good care of your clients and being in this piece of the industry, you will make lots of money. I don't want you going into the industry to make money. I think that's the wrong approach. I want you going into the industry to help your clients. But I think if you do that, the money will follow. I also think it's important, and I know it seems kind of funny to start planning your vacation, kind of April 1st. I want you to take lots of vacations. I want you to get rested. I want you to be doing more strategic thinking. I want you to be more relaxed and refreshed for your clients. I do a phenomenal amount of reading each year. I will probably have between 125 and 150 CPE hours each year. Some of that is specific to tax and financial planning, but some of it's just things that interest me in the profession. I get to expand my mind. I get to use that expanded information for my clients. So the more fresh I can be and the more curious I can maintain myself, the better off my clients are. So taking a vacation, in my mind, is mandatory, and I encourage you to take lots of them. When you're scheduling the appointments, this is something your staff should be doing. I don't even get involved in this anymore. I don't do financial planning during the season. I wait until after it. The wealth management business I am constantly involved in. In fact, even though we do a lot of business, there's not a piece of business that I don't look at. It doesn't take me very long. I know most of the clients. If I don't, I'll ask a few other questions. But I have 4 other wealth managers that are also CPAs in the organization. Nothing goes out of there without me looking at it. Now, there are times when I sometimes will look at it after the fact, but having the other 4 know that I'm going to look at it, I think makes a difference. I think makes a huge difference. That we're not looking to make the fast buck. We want to be with the clients for 20 years. We want to do what's right for the clients. By the way, the first year you go into financial planning, it makes sense to be probably doing 3 or 4 A clients a week. I've gone through my practice a number of times now. People know I do financial planning. What I do now at this stage of the game is I only want to talk to 3 or 5 of my wealthiest clients that are not doing financial planning with me, and I focus on them throughout the year. And every year I'll move somewhere between $3 and $5 million worth of assets without selling, without being aggressive, with solving the client's problem by putting them in stuff that makes sense for them. Okay? We don't have to work real hard for really high margins. What we have to do is make sure that we're the best at what we're doing. The good news is you guys are already trained for that. You already have enough background to know the smell test, to know if what they're doing makes sense for them. Now all this stuff, I used to do this stuff myself when we were a lot smaller, but April 16th through May 31st is to clean up all the CP2000s, any lingering tax client issues, any accounts receivable. The only accounts receivable we have out there anymore are our business clients that we're doing some consulting for. Most of our bookkeeping stuff that's ongoing, the credit cards will be hit, no individual tax return goes out without getting paid. I don't mind doing pro bono work. We do a lot of free work for folks. I just want to know that it's pro bono up front. I don't want to find out after the fact someone's not going to pay me. Again, schedule your vacation. Where would you like to go? What motivates you? Stay motivated. Stay excited about the world. You can't do that if you go through this drudgery. And I can only share with you that the first part of my career was indeed drudgery. I know from once I'm talking about. You've got to get past that. You've got to, once, like I said right in the beginning, stop letting the urgent get in the way of the important stuff.